Hi everyone, long time no see. It's been a while since I've done one of these, I guess since my last breakdown. I want to start off by telling everybody I'm grateful for all of you. I'm going to be adjusting my camera occasionally. There. I'm grateful for everyone. I'm grateful for all my friends. I'm grateful for my created family. I'm also grateful that I am getting the mental health help that I need. I'm on medication now, which is helping. I'm better. The last time I was on here doing one of these, I was in a pretty bad emotional state, but talking to you, talking to my friends really helped me, and it made me realize how much I miss doing this. So, I'm going to take my watch off and put it on mute for a little bit. My phone is on silent. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Settings, sounds, do not disturb, turn on. We'll do for 2 hours. There we go. I'm not professional at this by any stretch of the means, so we'll see what happens. But tonight is Wizarding Night at the hockey game, and I know a lot of my friends are very anti JKR. I don't even want to say her name. Sorry, my hands are really dry, so I'm putting some lotion on. But yeah, and that's why, well, there's quite a few reasons. But the book series for me is an integral part of who I am, and I'm not going to allow her to take that from me. Granted, she's not getting any money from this tonight. That's why they're calling it Wizard Night and not HP Night, because of licensing and things like that. So I am a proud this house, and I need people to let me know if they can hear me. So just say something, go, yes, we can hear you, something please. I always get paranoid about it. So, but I am a proud Puff, and I take that honor very seriously, even though I don't support She Who Must Not Be Named. So that's the kind of makeup look I'm going to go for today. Right now it looks like the palettes I'm going to be using are, this is the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, the original. Then the Take Me Back to Brazil Rio edition. This one's all shimmers. The other one's, I think, shimmers and mattes, or it's all mattes. Then I'm looking at using the Zodiac Love Signs palette and the Zodiac Crystal palette. All of these are from BH Cosmetics, and I've decided, hi Carla, if you could just let me know if you can hear me, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, or if somebody can't hear me and you just see me rambling, I know you can't hear me, just tell me you can't hear me. Do something, please. But these are from BH Cosmetics, and I have to say, that's probably my favorite makeup brand. And they're a very, in the grand scheme of makeup palettes, an affordable brand. My voice is having issues right now, so. And I'm using a straw because that way some people have issues with hearing people slurp, so I'm trying to mitigate that. I'm going to say most everything I'm using today is considered drugstore brand. It's considered a less expensive brand, except for, I think, my blush, which I think was a sample I got in a BoxyCharm or Ipsy or something years ago. So yeah, but pretty much everything else I'm using today. And, well, there's one Mary Kay thing I use, which is not considered drugstore. So, but everything else is going to be drugstore priced. I have a blister on my thumb. Oh, that's when I was baking and burned it. And I plan on baking tomorrow to help out, to give something back to my neighbor who helped dig Chris out of getting stuck on Thursday. So thank you for the thought. Yes, that means somebody's hearing me. Yay. So what I'm going to start off with is, I'm going to start off with actually dumping out my powder. into my cap, so that way that's already done. And I'm using e.l.f. This is their HD powder in translucent. And I have another one, I think, in my drawer. So I cleaned out my vanity the other day. And I thought I was going to need to purchase a bunch of things. Comes to find out, I don't. I have a bunch of stuff in my drawer, like mascaras, concealers, stuff that I need to use and try. So I've got my powder in my cap. And now, this is one of the things that I am going to have to replace, because it's almost empty. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I really like this. This is really nice. As you can see, I've hit pan. So, and I just use my finger, and I'm going to dab this all over my face. I probably use a little more than I should, but I like the way it makes my skin feel. And I like the way it makes my skin look. And I do my neck because I blend my foundation down my neck. So, but I'm also older, and I don't want to talk about that. But, you know, I'm not thrilled about the age thing right now, considering, you know, my boyfriend is 18 years younger than me. And it freaks me out a little bit. But I've had so many people tell me that I don't look like someone who is almost half a century old. I don't even want to say the number right now. And so there's that. So I just like to try to make sure, like, my pores are all filled and things like that, because especially on my nose and right around in my T-zone, because those are my problem areas. And especially wearing masks. I'm doing a full beat today, even though I know we're wearing masks, because it really does help my mood, and it really does help my, I don't know what to call it. It just helps. It helps me a lot. So, done with that primer. Let it sit for a second. Make sure it's all smoothed in. And you can see I've had some acne flare up. Had a little eczema flare up on my lip. Shoo. Yay. Yay me. So, here, tappity of cedar claws. Also, this is a shoji screen that is Mom's that I'm going to use for my background. I've got to work on it a little bit, get the angle right, and maybe I can start using my actual camera that she got me for a couple of Christmases ago. Maybe. So the next thing I'm going to do is something that a lot of people are told don't do. But I will say it helps my makeup, because I get a really oily, sweaty T-zone. And I've learned this from Nikita Joy. Is it Nikita Joy, I think? And Sabrina. And that's I'm going to take a little bit of powder on my brush. Just the lightest amount. And I'm going to do like here, my nose, like all around my mouth, and then up on my forehead. Because that's where I have the most issues with, like, losing my makeup, you know, oil, things like that. So I'm going to do that. And here, like I said, I'm just lightly tapping. You don't want a bunch of it. And here. That was a little much, but I'll take care of it here in just a second. My nose, definitely. Because again, I'm going to be wearing a mask, and I want to try to save my makeup as much as possible. So, and because of the pandemic, thanks to Sephora, I'm still VIB Rouge. I'm the highest level of VIB right now, because they're rolling my points over until the end of this year. So now what I'm going to do, by the way, I got to show you guys this. Makeup brushes. Makeup brushes. And makeup brushes. This I learned how to make at a convention called PenguinCon up near Detroit. And it's made out of the 3-inch, not floppies, discs. So, yeah. So, and I have this really cool big ring light that I made. And then I bought another one that's supposed to hold my phone, but I can't figure out how to set it up yet with my vanity. So it's hanging over the edge. My phone is in a different, what's the word I'm looking for? Different cell phone holder. It's in a tripod that I can wrap around something. So it's wrapped around one of my ring lights. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and dust as much of this away as possible. So that way I'm ready. So the next thing I need to do is conceal. I'm going to be Elsa. I'm going to conceal it. Don't feel it. I'm joking. I'm so joking. I'm working on expressing my feelings. And one of the things, I need more lotion. So I got this with some of my Sephora points. This is the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. I love this stuff. This one and the green one. This one smells like buttered popcorn. And every time I wear it, people are like, I smell a beach. I'm like, I smell buttered popcorn. But this one gets me so many compliments. So I'm going to put a little bit of lotion on right now because, like I said, my hands are dry as heck. And I can't stand it. My hands hurt, actually. So, oh, I hate this. I don't hate this weather. I hate how dry it is because we actually had to turn on the humidifier because Chris and I have both been getting bloody noses because of how dry the air's been. So also, this headband was made by my daughter, Kat Hawthorne of Platyfly Studios. I will try to link her Facebook, her Etsy, her Instagram stores, all that information later down in the, in the chat somewhere. But yeah, I love it. So it helps do what I do. So next thing I need to do is conceal. So I usually start with my orange concealer. No, I don't. Take that back. I start with my green one. Green color correcting. That covers up the redness. So I've got some redness here from, breakout. Here, I've got some on my cheeks. I got this little spot underneath my eye. So I'm going to work on concealing that. And I'm shaking it up. I always do. It's like a liquid lipstick. You're supposed to shake liquid lipsticks too. I'm also a fidgeter. So if you have any questions for me about makeup or my life in general, please ask away. Because, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dot here, because there's another red spot. So I'm just putting a little bit. I'm not putting a lot. I just want to cover up some of this redness. There's a little red spot right there too. So looks like I got everything. So and I can always add a little bit more if I feel like it's not covered right. So I'm going to start off with my sponge. This is an EcoTools sponge. It's good. It's good. And it's soft and squishy when you use water on it. It's as good as a beauty blender, which cost 20 bucks. This did not. But my preferred one is the Real Techniques sponges. And Nikki Tutorials uses one from, I forget the name of it. I have to look it up. But it's velvety on the outside. So, let's see how that hit a little bit better of the... And this is a dampened sponge, which helps thin it out and shear it out a little bit. So, but it's amazing how, like, the redness just... There's science in makeup. There's art in makeup. And how many people think that makeup's just for impressing others? It really bothers me. It really does. Because for me, and I can't speak for everyone else, but for me, makeup is my armor. It gives me confidence. It helps me face the world. So I got a little more redness here. So what I'm going to do underneath the one of my eye, I'm going to use my finger, but on my cheek here, since it's still a little red, I'm going to put I just put a tiny bit more. There. And I know right now, here, I'm going to use my finger to dot this one. I know right now it looks scary. It starts off looking scary when you do makeup sometimes. But it's a process. So next I'm going to go in with my orange concealer. This is the Mary Kay Under Eye Corrector. I used to be a Mary Kay consultant. I have a friend who is a Mary Kay consultant. So if you're interested Hold on, dry mouth. Medication does this. Anyway, let me know. My friend is Heather Peachin Myers, and she's a great person. She's a great human being. So now I'm going to cover up like the purple and blue spots, like here, above my lip that kind of looks like a mustache, here, under my eyes, here, and under my eyes. And what that does is it helps cover that up. And you don't need a lot. That's the whole thing. You see these other influencers on YouTube, and they use so much concealer. I am bad about using like a paler concealer like under my eyes after my foundation, but I'm not using like strict white, you know. So, but it helps cover that up, and like the darkness around my lip. This helps with that. And basically, if you look at a color wheel, you want to look at, hold on, let me do this first. And the tone of the corrector you use depends on the tone of your skin or the deepness of your skin. So if you have a darker complexion, you want to use a deeper color than this one. If you're paler, you want to use a lighter color. It's just, you know, work with your skin to see what's going to be best for you. And this one is a good one. It might be a little too dark for me, but it's what I have that I need to use up. So now I'm going to do like here and here. And I don't know if you can see how much darker it is there and how much it goes away when I do this. And what I was going to say before I got myself off on a sidetrack was, if you look at a color wheel, so if you look at orange, because it goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Orange is kind of like catty corner from blue and purple. So green across from red. So those two cancel each other out, and that's why you use the colors that you use. Purple, like a light violet color, helps. It's supposed to help brighten. So I don't use that one, so I don't know much about it. But yeah, so we'll just do a little more. Oh, you can see my ceiling fan in the background. And if people can comment and let me know if they like this screen in the background, that way you're not seeing all the mess that's behind it right now. Because my bedroom is still a work in progress from what I was doing. So there. So now I'm going to do my under eyes. I'm almost out of this one, so, but I've got some replacements. So, like I said, sometimes I go a little heavier with, because like I know how bad my dark under eyes are. So, and this one has a longer flat side and a shorter flat side. So for under my eyes, I usually use the shorter flat side. So, and I just bounce it in. Some people use their fingers. I'm not a big fan of my fingers. Honestly, it's not that it's not hygienic. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it, at least for doing concealer. I prefer to help bounce out my wrinkles, but can you already see the difference? Like the dark circles are gone. Except I can see a little bit here that's still bugging me. So I'm going to put just a little more, a little dollop will do ya, and a little bit more here. A little dollop will do ya. So yeah, and color correcting, I mean, it's art, and I love that. It's science and why it works, and I don't like when people are dismissive when people do makeup. I don't care what your gender is doing makeup. I don't care. But people do makeup. You know, people all over the gender spectrum do their makeup. And it gives them a sense of empowerment, at least for a lot of people. I know it does me. So I'm shaking up my foundation right now. I'm using the Matte and Poreless from Maybelline in the shade 102. There, it focused. Ha! And I use this one because I'm paler right now. And I'm going to be pale for a while because of the medication I'm on. It makes me sensitive to sunlight. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do my neck. So I'm going to put this on my neck. And then I'm going to bounce away. This is a really good foundation, and it's not that expensive. And a lot of times if you go to Ulta, you can find it on sale. Even though I haven't been in, well, around my birthday in October, I went into Ulta to try to get my birthday gift, and they ran out of my birthday gift. They told me to come back in the next month, but I didn't have time for that. So now I'm going to do my face. And this, what I do is I'll do it on my face. The only thing I don't like about this foundation is it doesn't have a pump. I really wish it had a pump. But anyway, so do my face. And yeah, so hopefully I got enough that's going to cover up the green too, because sometimes I don't put enough on my face. And so, you know, we don't want the orange and the green showing through. We want, yeah, I know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry I'm all over the place today. I really am. So I was hoping more people would be chatty today, but it is cold and it's sunny out today, which I'm grateful for, because that sun is helping the salt to work. We couldn't find sidewalk salt the other day at the store, so we had to use water softener salt. And it worked amazing. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. I think it works a little better than the sidewalk salt. And I'm just bouncing this into my face to help. And I do my ears too, because it is a little lighter than my skin tone, but not that bad. So, and at some point I'm going to make my nose run. Fair warning. I always do, especially when I start putting powder on. So let me see if I need to add any more. I'm going to bounce this into here and here. I think I actually got it on the first try for once. I just need to talk to everybody here, I guess. So I'm very happy with that. My nose is always my place of contention on my face. I don't hate my nose. And the reason why I don't hate my nose is because I don't have my birth father's nose. He has what I call a schnoz. He has this big nose. And I'm glad I don't have a big nose. I'm grateful I have a cute little petite little button nose. I'm joking. Does anybody know what movie I'm quoting when I do that? Because I am quoting a movie when I say that. So now I need to conceal. Conceal, don't feel. Sorry. Turning into Elsa. So now what I'm going to use, this is Revolution Beauty Conceal and Define in the shade Light something. I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. So yeah. So, but no, I didn't show everybody. This is what it looks like. It's got a nice big doe foot there. And so I usually start under my eyes first. And I'm not using nearly as much as I used to, but I still use quite a bit. So the thing with this concealer is you have to work quickly. That's why I'm not putting it all over my face. I'm going to use the smaller flat side to do under my eyes. And bounce that out to help brighten. I hope people can see this and see that it is getting brighter. I don't know if I'll ever be YouTube famous. I don't know if I'd want to be YouTube famous. I want to help people. I want to teach people, and I want to learn, help people learn. But I'm going to do a little more under each eye. And learn that makeup isn't as scary as what some people make it out to be, And I think that's the biggest thing. So many people, from my experience, have this negative connotation to makeup, that you're hiding something, you're just trying to get somebody, you're trying to impress someone. And I'm not going to say that it's not always the case, it's always the case that I'm doing my makeup for me, There are times when I do want to look pretty for someone because I love them and care for them. They're special to me. I'm using this really flat side right here to do down my nose. So this side, right there. And, you know, but most of the time, it's for the person who's wearing the makeup. It has nothing to do with other people. I'm not going to say all the time because, again, that's a generalization. I'm working on things like that, you know. Trying to be less generalizing and trying to be like, not assuming what people are thinking. So yeah, because that's been a bad habit of mine, and it's affected mine and Chris's relationship a little bit. And right now he and I are in couples counseling, and it's helped so much. It's helping us communicate better. Are we perfect at it? No. But would I recommend it to everyone? Yes. We go to IWU, which is Indiana Wesleyan University, for their program. It's a graduate counseling program. So, and we really enjoy it. Like the 2 counselors we've had through them, because, you know, they're students, so they're learning. You're not always going to have the same counselor. We're lucky that the current counselor we have was still able to take us. And honestly, if I can figure out a way when he graduates to go to him, he's really good. Like, he listens, he pays attention, and it's just amazing. He's such a nice guy. But, sorry. But, it's been so helpful for me and Chris to understand one another because we speak such different languages. We speak such different ways. And learning how to communicate with one another has helped our relationship tremendously. And honestly, I recommend counseling to anyone, because if you can learn to communicate better with others, that's probably one of the best things you can do in life. I think that's what we all need right now in this world. It's a little more communication, a little more listening, a little more thoughtfulness. So now I'm just using my translucent powder to set under my eye, and I'm bringing it all the way out here. There's 2 reasons for this. One, it's to help set the concealer and hopefully flatten out some of the wrinkles that are under there. 2, help to catch any fallout from my eyeshadow palettes. So, and I take it all the way up into the corner. Hi, Crystal! Yay, you can hear me. But, yeah. So, here's my under eyes. I'm going to take it down the middle of my nose, because, you know, I concealed there. I'm shaking my cap, if you wonder what I'm doing down here. I'm shaking my cap to help get the powder spread around. Now I'm going to set my forehead where I put the concealer. But let me go back. So counseling, I honestly believe, is just a great thing for anyone and everyone. You may not think that you have mental health problems. Okay, fine, you don't. But learning how to communicate better with people, I think that's an amazing thing. So I'll do my chinny chin chin. Oh yay, my prescription's ready. I gotta go pick up one of my prescriptions so I can take it, because I ran out yesterday. Because the pharmacy is a bunch of idiots, and the nurse practitioner through the stress center where I'm going gave me a 30-day supply, and they only gave me a 15-day supply. Whoops, hold on. Sorry, that was an alarm that I forgot was on. So I'm going to set my forehead just a little more. I'm also trying to help with the wrinkling and the creasing up here because I'm aging. I hate it, but it is what it is. So now I'm set. We're going to do a Ron Popeil thing. We're going to set it and forget it, but we're not going to forget it. We're just going to forget it for a little bit. Back to my drink. Okay, so now I want to do my eyes. And again, I'm going for a look because tonight is Wizarding Night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another concealer. Let me see here. I've got one that's almost empty. This one is Essence Camouflage Concealer. It's waterproof, tattoo covering concealer. So I don't really need that, but that's what I'm going to use on my eyes right now to help, one, something to stick to. This is where I do use my finger to get in there, and I think I would really like to try this concealer again, but this is just a little dark for under my eyes. It's too close to my natural skin tone. So, and I'm just going to blend this out with my finger. A little too much in the corner. There. And then go over here. I'm going to do it with this hand. And hey, Crystal, if Layla's around and she wants to watch, let me know, because I know she's wanting to get into things like this too. So there. I didn't get as much on this eye, so it's blending out a little bit better than this one. But there. So the next thing I do, which I found out Emily Noel 83 doesn't like doing, is she doesn't set her under eye primer or her eyeshadow primer. Since I'm using a concealer instead of an eyeshadow primer, I need to get an eyeshadow primer. But since I'm doing that, and I have a towel down here that I'm rubbing my brushes on to make sure they're clean, I do set it. So I'm using this makeup brush. It's a BH Cosmetics brush. It's in the rose gold, I think, but they don't have names. But this is like a blending brush, you know. So I'm going to take a little bit of my setting powder, knock it off. I miss you too, Emily. Hi. And I'm going to set my concealer. I miss everyone. Hi, Annie. But yeah, I miss my friends and I miss my family so much. And you guys can't make me cry right now because I'm doing my makeup. But I miss everyone so much right now. Like, this has to be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, is this quarantine. Because I've not seen most of you for a year or more. And it's killing me. And I know that sounds awful. You know, I know people have it a lot worse than I do. But I'm just looking here. So there's the Zodiac and there's that. So I'm going to start off with, oops, my Take Me Back to Brazil palette. This palette is colorful. It's one of my favorites. Brings out my inner child of the 80s. It's one of the few things I claim from the 80s. So this, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful. So I'm going to start off, and so these colors don't have names. So I think I'm going to start off with this lightest shade right here in my crease to start off with, because I'm going for a yellow and black look today. And then I'm just gonna, I'm looking down to help get into my crease better and to help me from wrinkling my forehead up as much. That's just a way to help, you know, mitigate some of that. So that's the reason why I'm looking down. I can't see what you guys are seeing. So, so yeah. So we're just gonna put that in there. And I know it's really hard to see right now, but I'm one of those people that I'd rather an eyeshadow be less pigmented than super pigmented, because then you have better control. You know, there's some eyeshadow palettes out there that are so pigmented that when you put them on, it's like, oh crap, what did I just do? It is. Yeah, this one, and it has a sister one that's all shimmers. It is amazing. It's like these, the Take Me Back to Brazil and the Zodiac palettes from BH Cosmetics are seriously my ride or die palettes. Like, I would not want to live without these palettes. BH Cosmetics, for me, has some of the best palettes and best eyeshadows out there. So yeah. So I'm just working that a little bit just to give myself a good base to put the other colors on top of. So I'm sorry I'm not really talking. I'm just trying to, and hopefully you guys can see that it does have color. It's just, like I said, a very light wash. And what I can do is I can use this to blend out the darker colors that I'm going to put on top of it. You know, the yellows and the blacks and stuff. So I may switch to one of my Zodiac palettes here in a minute for that. I'm not sure, because this palette has almost everything I need in it. So, cleaning off my brush, I'm going to go look at my Zodiac. So, I don't know who was here. Oh, see, I haven't done that yet. I'm still on a no-buy. So, but the things that I'm looking at getting, I want to get, is all 12 of the ColourPop Birthstone palettes. And I'm super excited about October because they're not doing stupid pink tourmaline. They're doing opal. And that's my favorite birthstone from my month, which is October. I want to get, so far, I've seen the January and I've seen the February, and they're gorgeous. And I want them. So I'm going to have to save up to get them. So this is this one. It's a Zodiac Crystal palette. And this one, which is the Zodiac Love Signs palette. I love them. Seriously. The original Zodiac palette I have too. Seriously, that was the first one I got. Fell absolutely in love with it. I think I'm going to go with a crystal palette. I'm going to look at it. Whoa, shoot. Almost dropped my powder all over the floor. Sitting on my palette that is unfortunately by somebody who is a complete utter piece of poop. His first name begins with a J, his last name begins with an S, and I refuse to give him any credit for it. So I love opal. I have an opal ring and nose ring. Yeah, I would love to get an opal ring. And here's my favorite thing about that. So I was born on October 18th, and which is my aunt and uncle's wedding anniversary. My great aunt and my great uncle, who unfortunately are no longer living with us. You know, they're no longer here. You know, my aunt passed away a few years ago. My uncle passed away quite a few years ago. My aunt's name that I was born on their 30th wedding anniversary, her name is Opal. Tell me it's just not like Kismet, right? So I think I'm going to try this yellow. It is amber in this palette, so it's right there. I'm going to try to use that to see what happens. And this is the fun part about makeup, is playing with it. Because at the end of the day, unless you're Tammy Faye Baker, makeup washes off. I want to get my Merlin, which is August, but I'm wanting to get the main one because I love green. See, yeah, but I want all of them. And right now I have exactly 50 eyeshadow palettes. Oops. Oh well. When I cleaned out my vanity though, I did. Oh yeah, see, look at that. That is so pretty. Like, I know I'm using the same brush, but it's going over that lighter yellow so well. Oh my gosh, I'm so loving this. Oh, yes. I feel like I'm a drag queen going, yes, God. And I'm sorry about my teeth. I'm going to be hopefully getting them worked on soon. Hi, Layla. I'm glad you're here. I was hoping that you would hop on and watch me do my face, because I miss you two so much. Also, Layla, did you see that they're going to be doing PopCon Live this year? It's going to have a live convention at this point at the convention center. Don't know if you saw that or not. So there's my sip. Okay, so there's that one. I'm going to go back to my Take Me Back to Brazil palette and deepen up my crease just a little more. I'm debating between this one and this one. Like I said, these don't have, they are, yes, yes. Chris, my boyfriend, is the one who told me. So you were the first person I thought of when I heard that. So you really are. You were the very first person I thought of when I heard that. I'm going to lay my brushes down in case I need to go back to them. I've been doing that lately. And it helps, because then I'm not going through my brushes like I am now, trying to find one specific brush. Oh my gosh. There it is. So this one is this is SBH Cosmetics. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Which convention were you going to go to? I'm going to go with this one that's above the oranges. Sorry. Because I know that there are quite a few cons, so they're still having issues. But I also know that there are conventions that have to happen, because if they don't, they'll go bankrupt. Like VoltCon, which was a Voltron convention, had to have their convention, because if they didn't, they were going to get canceled. Or not canceled, they would have been out a lot of money, called attrition. Anime, oh, see, I've heard of Anime Crossroads. I've never been able to go, but I have quite a few friends that go. So you've probably met some of my friends and not even known it. I don't know if they're going to be doing Incon this year in person. I think they're trying to plan for it, but I'm not 100% certain. So now I need to find a black. And I don't think this one has a black. Can I just look? It does. But I think I'm actually going to use the black in my Take Me Back to Brazil palette. Okay. This is, hold on. Angela's having a moment. Angela's just having a moment. She really is. This is why I need to go to Dollar Tree today. So I can get a stand to put these. The only downside to these palettes is they're so massive they won't fit in my vanity drawers. Because my vanity, I realized last night, is 75 years old. My grandparents bought it like right after they got married. I don't know. That's definitely a Layla question. But, oh, I don't want that brush. I want a different brush. But I love the conversations going back and forth. It makes me so giddy. But, yeah, so I'm going to use the black that's in the palette, which is a big black right here in the middle. What was I talking about? I'm glad you guys are trying to talk to each other. Figure it out. That's awesome. I was talking about conventions and how they face attrition. Incon may have to have theirs this year. I don't know. They went virtual last year. A lot of the conventions that I know went virtual last year. So I'm going to use this black. And I knock off because, I miss drag. I miss drag and I miss karaoke. Those are the two things that I miss desperately. So I'm just using this brush right here. Again, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read the number, but Beach Cosmetics has great makeup brushes. If you've never tried them, I highly recommend them. So just trying to pat this on and work it into my crease just a little bit to give me that black look that I'm looking for. How's that going? Yeah, see, I'm getting that outer V shape that I want, but it's not doing so I'm going to go in with a stiffer brush in the same BH Cosmetics line. So these are all my favorite brushes. These are the ones I use always. I have other brushes that are here, but I never use them. But you can never have, okay. Tell me if you agree that makeup brushes are like dice. You can never have too many. Am I right? Let me know. Let me know your thought on it. And I'm going to deepen up it's Anime Midwest. Okay. Crossroads is supposed to be amazing too. I have heard good things about Anime Crossroads. I have. So I know one year at Anime Crossroads, they got shut down. They got their rave shut down. So because security was a bunch of twits. So but I'm not 100% certain. I'm just trying to darken up this black just a little more. Yeah, you can definitely see that. So I'm going to go over here, do it over here. You know, do what you do on one eye, you should do on the other. Unless you're Nady from Pop Lux. And yeah, I miss drag so much. I've learned so many makeup skills from watching drag. I mean, people don't realize how integral drag is to makeup techniques and new makeup techniques and exploring makeup. Drag is amazing and more people should appreciate it. But unfortunately, we live in a state that, anyway, I'm not going to get political right now, if that's okay. Y'all know how I am and where I stand. Politically, at least, I hope. So, this still needs to be a little darker. So, yeah. But, you try to make your eyes look the same. Testify. Okay, nice repo reference. Love it, love it, love it, love it. A member of a repo group. I love Trixie. Yeah, see, Trixie is one. I learned, you know, the carving out. That's the reason why I started doing this. Carving it out. helping my cheekbones look more inset, you know, to give myself more of a narrow looking face than this round thing that I have. Again, playing with shadow, light. There's so much science in makeup. Okay, so so now I need to find a darker yellow and a lighter yellow. So let me see here. The Zodiac has a pretty light shimmery yellow. So I'm going to use a yellow out of the Love Signs palette. This is your love. I know, but I have so many friends who are on so many different political spectrums. And I try to be considerate of that most of the time. There's certain topics that I do stand behind. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to use this. So this is Cancer. Right there, that yellow. I'm going to use my finger to do it though. I may have to. I'll have to watch a couple of her tutorials, Annie, to do that. But, so I'm using my finger. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I'm just going to apply that all over the rest of my lid. I may blend out this black a little bit more here in a second, but sorry, when I have a finger in my eye, shut up. Oh, wow. Do you see that? Isn't that freaking cool? God. This one is kind of, it's got a lot of, even when I'm using my finger, a lot of kickback, a lot of kick up. Sorry. I'm going to switch fingers here, because that way I can get in here like this. And oh my heck, this is gorgeous. I'm loving this. Oh my gosh, I could not be happier right now. Like, oh, I could just keep putting this on my eye and be happy all day. I'm a goober. I'm a goober. I do make good money with Uber. DoorDash pisses me off, excuse my English. I would do Uber over Lyft just because more people use Uber than Lyft, from my opinion. When I'm doing Uber, and if you want an Uber code, let me know, I can send it to you. But when I do Uber, I can make $500 a week like that. Seriously. And right now they're looking for drivers. They've had some really good promos and class lately that have been amazing. And things I would recommend. Any rideshare service over DoorDash. DoorDash crashes all the time. DoorDash barely pays anything unless you live like in my area. I got $2 to $4 minimum. Okay, minimum for delivery. That was the base pay. And if I got a tip, I was lucky. I don't want to have my life depend on tips. And with Uber, I don't have to do that. The only thing I will say is occasionally you do get some really long distance fares. Those are my favorite. I've been to Dayton, Ohio twice. I've been to Champaign, Illinois, and I've been to Gary, Indiana. But I love those because they make you quick buck like that. Well, I'm glad that and that makes sense because you're in a higher, you know, those people up there tip a lot more than what they do in my area. So, but I love Uber. And when I've had problems with passengers, they've been right on it. They've taken care of me. They've just been bang. I mean, I know I've gotten a couple accounts deactivated because of inappropriate behavior from stupid white men who are typically drunk. I don't have an issue with people of color in my car. I don't. It's pretentious white females who, who are privileged, or it's privileged cis white men who are drunk or stupid or think that they're better than me that treat me like crap. So what do? Sometimes they talk derogatory. They say things, they call me baby and hun and things like that because, you know, I had one guy who was talking about a female coworker, and the way he was talking about me just made me sick because, like, you know, I'm not worried about a woman being in the workplace, but she really shouldn't be doing this. She should be doing this. And just had a couple of guys touch me. Granted, it was just like rubbing on my arms or just like coming up and tapping me, but you don't touch me. You don't touch me. I had one guy, this is the one that really, really made me mad. I helped him flee the scene of an accident because I didn't know until after I got my car and we were already driving and he was drunk as crap. And he sat right behind me instead of getting in on the passenger side, and he kept rubbing my arms and telling me that he loved me and made me super uncomfortable. I did kick him out of my car because I wanted to make sure that even though he's making me uncomfortable, I didn't want him to get killed. And I take my Ubering very seriously. I believe that I'm there to help people, that I'm there to do a service to humanity by making sure, especially people who've been drinking and driving, get home safely. And it's just very important to me. So I got him home safely. The problem is the account that I got deactivated was his friend's account. And yeah, but Uber has taken it very seriously every time. I can't recommend Uber enough. I'm not going to say they don't have issues. They do. Every company does. But I feel a heck of a lot safer in my car with people behind me in my seat than getting in and out of the car constantly when DoorDash wants to send me to horribly bad neighborhoods that aren't even in my area, you know? So for me, Uber makes me feel safer, and I'm not isolated. That was the other problem I had with DoorDash, is I felt isolated because I had nobody to talk to, nobody to interact with. And my mental health started nosediving. But now until, you know, the end of December, my mental health was a lot better. It wasn't perfect, but it was better. And so, yeah, I can't honestly recommend Uber enough. Like I said, I don't know enough about Lyft to know if they're good. What days and times are good for Uber? Pretty much any day, honestly. Fridays and Saturdays, definitely. Especially downtown, Broad Ripple, Mass Ave, definitely. I've had really good luck out at the airport, but you just have to look. The airport has a waiting lot, and it'll tell you about how many cars are in the lot waiting ahead of you. So there's that. But it just depends on the weather, the day. Like, you know, when the weather's bad, you're probably going to get more fares than if the day is like really sunny. So nighttime, honestly, I've never done as well during the daytime as I do in the evening and night. So that would be my only recommendation. So now I'm going to go into citrine and add a little more lightness, hopefully, to this look. And again, I'm just using my finger. I'm going to go right into the inner corner here. Yeah, definitely brightening that up. And normally I don't do yellow looks because, well, and thank you, Emily. Thank you. What do you like about it? So if you could just let us know what you like about it. Also, if you do use rideshare services, what is something that you enjoy about your drivers that you have? Because I've had people complain that they didn't like my music, and that just really ticks me off, because I'm like, you know, my music is, I've had people ask me, hey, can you change to the radio? I'm like, I don't want to, but I will to keep you happy. Because I don't like listening to regular radio because commercials. I pay for Pandora Premium for a reason. And, you know, I get that I'm customer service, but there's a time when you need to keep your driver happy. You know, that's how I feel about it. I need another drink because I'm talking a lot. Also need a refill. Drinking some caffeine-free Big K Diet Cola is sugar bad for me, which makes me sad. But I've been really good in not eating sugar lately. Like, really good. Like, I'm super proud of myself. Right now, my eczema's flared up, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the sugar scrub I have. So, I'm going to learn to make my own salt scrub with coconut oil and salt for my lips instead of sugar. So I'm pretty sure that's why that's flaring up. So I need to do some eyebrow highlight. So I'm going to use, knock off my blush. The drivers I've had so far are very nice. Love the conversations I've had with, but to be honest, I've been getting the same driver for a while. You know, I've had a couple of repeat customers, but I like that. I really do. I've met a really amazing woman who works out in Plainfield, but she lives on my side of town. Can you see all the glitter fall out? This is why you do powder, people. Sorry, my nose. But she's from Kenya, and we've had some, I think it's time, I'm needing to travel, but Lyft has been there. Uber has had no drivers. So there's a demand for Uber for sure. Yeah, Uber has been having a lot of trouble getting drivers on the clock. So that's why they've been offering some decent promos for us and stuff. I haven't been able to work. Like this last week, I wasn't able to work at all. And that's because Mom's been sick and the weather. And I haven't been working as much because of my mental health. So Mom is helping me right now, honestly. She's helped me out a lot. And I think that it may come to a time where she's going to have to help me out so I can stay home and take care of her. Because, like, if I get a fare to Ohio or, you know, to out of state and she has an emergency, I can't get to her. So, but I do like, and see, that's the other thing. I've heard that Lyft, sorry, I'm trying to get the highlighter out of the middle here. So I'm going to use that as my eyebrow highlight right now. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. But I like the longer fares, but they're not necessarily conducive to me anymore. And Mom knows that I really need to be here helping her and being here for her. So we're probably going to work something out. I just don't know what. But yeah, Uber is having a hard time with drivers right now, getting them. So, like, and a lot of people have had that issue. So I don't know. Okay, I'm using my finger. It's not bright enough. I want brighter. There. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust off all this powder, all the fallout, not the video game. Ha ha ha. So get my big powder brush from BH Cosmetics. Again, these are so soft and fluffy. Drivers who read their passengers. I actually had someone recognize I was nodding off and turned down his music. See? And I don't ever take my radio above a 10. Most of the time when I play my music, it's more at a quieter tone. I've had people complain about my music, and I don't play it that loud. But I've had a lot of people compliment me that I'm a good driver, that I listen, that I pay attention, that I'm a good driver. You know, I know that I'm not always going to have a 5. You know, I've not had a 5.0 rating for a while for Uber. I have like a 4.94 because somebody complained about my music. I had a Disney station playing, and they complained about my music. But you know, you can't please everyone. So now I'm just dusting powder away and using a little bit of excess to pull down here. And, you know, setting the rest of my face with the leftover. So now we're going to do some stuff underneath my eyes. Okay. This is one of the few brushes that I will put back down. Sometimes, my Disney station is very eclectic, though. I should say that. Because my Disney station not only has Disney, it has some classic rock, occasionally Prince, and Irish drinking songs. And Jonathan Colton, and Da Vinci's Notebook. So I have very eclectic taste. So let's go ahead and work on getting my under eye lined. I'm going to use the black here. Again, it might take me back to Brazil palette. And I'm going to use another brush from BH Cosmetics. Again, I can't read the numbers because I'm not wearing my glasses, but it's just a little flat brush. Does that help? I don't know. Yeah. And so I'm just going to line my under eye with that right now. Okay, please tell me you have a mascara, eyeliner, face, because I do. I believe everyone does. So, and what I like to do when I'm doing this is, if this is typically the color that I use on my outer third and my outer V, is I try to bring it out to wing it out a little bit, because one thing that I've realized as of late is I can't do winged eyeliner. Look at that though. Do you see the difference? Oh, this is so much fun. When I'm in the car, I don't worry about music. To be honest, I always get nervous getting into the lift, so I always hope they talk to me in the lift, because it helps me be. Now see, I like that. And that's the thing. A lot of drivers have to learn how to gauge whether or not they have a chatty passenger or not. And that's, you know, I mean, I can usually, for some reason, figure it out. Like, if they get in, this is what I do. They get in, I ask their name, then I click, okay, they're in the car, and then I confirm their address, and then I'll usually start off like, how you doing today? And they're like, fine, how are you? Thanks. And then see if the conversation develops. If it doesn't, then I let them be, because some people need that time to decompress. You know, some people want to talk. So, you know, one of the other things that I do is, sounds really silly, but I carry a pillow and a blanket in my car for emergencies. See, look at that. Doesn't that just make it so much better? Just, I need to wing this one out a little bit more. But I've had occasion where I've had a passenger who was tired, and I was taking him to Dayton, Ohio. And so what we did is, I was like, hey, he's like, I think I'm just going to sleep. I'm like, I have a pillow. Do you want to use it? He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, sure, here. And I let him borrow the pillow. You know, just chill. Because then I got to listen to my music. I got to chillax. He got to rest on his way home. Win, 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 right? I think I'm going to line my upper eye too with this. So give me just a second here. Can everybody see what I'm doing? Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah, I like that. That's a lot better. I'll go over here and do the same thing. Why are you not getting in the inner corner? I'm turning into Yoda. So, what does everybody think so far? You like it? I hope so. And so, I like that. And now I think I'm just going to leave it with the black, because I've got plenty of gold on my eye. Yeah, I think it's good. I think if I try to do too much, I think it's going to be too much. And you know, you got to learn how to restrain yourself. So, I love soda. Okay, so I need to ask, what's your favorite way to drink a soda? And here's my, thanks, Layla. So here's what I mean. Do you like it from the fountain? Do you like it from a bottle? If so, plastic or glass bottle, or from a can? And go. I'm so silly. I'm sorry. So I'm going to put this back in its box. I keep the outer packages. I do, because I really like them. And I think it just helps protect the packages better. I didn't use the fountain. See, thank you. Yes, fountain. That's my way. The Dinner Bell, which is right across the street from me, has crunchy ice too, and 69-cent any size soda. The only problem is they don't have caffeine-free diet anything. So I think I'm going to leave this one out, but I'm going to put these away. Over here, actually, I'm going to put my BH Cosmetics ones away. I actually kind of sort of alphabetized bottle just for convenience, and that makes sense. That's ABH. Ah, there we go. So I don't want to say necessarily alphabetize them, but I put the brands in alphabetical order. Sorry, I'm kind of out of the screen right now, but I'm fighting with my drawer. Fighting with my drawers. That sounds funny, doesn't it? Okay. So this one needs to go over here. But if you guys can, I don't drink soda anymore, because when I used to drink soda, I love the fountain. For some reason, soda flavor is sweeter and better. Yeah. I like the bubbles, and that's what I like. I want to get SodaStream again, because then I can make my own fizzy water at home. But, oh wow, I just realized I don't have my phone charged. I plugged it in. Hold on a second. I need to do this. How the Harry heck did I do that? Who knows? Hold on. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, I was down to 68%. But I like the effervescence. I like the bubbles. So now we are going to contour the face. Contour the face. Blah, blah, blah. So I've had this contour palette forever. I'm pretty sure I got it in a BoxyCharm. It's a highlight contour palette by Ibby Beauty. As you can see, I've loved it a little bit, but it's lasted forever. It's like, I have another one in my drawer too. I got it Five Below. This one is a good one too. It's, if you can find it, City Color Collection Contour Palette on the Go. This is a really good one too. It really is. I really enjoy this one. I recommend this one too. And I got it Five Below, but they are a lower cost brand and they have a website somewhere. So, like I said, I know that I've had this forever. This one. I don't even know what its expiration date was, but I'm a little more strict on eyeshadow expiration dates than I am face expiration dates, because if I'm putting it near my eye, you know. So I'm going to go into contour number 2, which is the middle one right here. When you're contouring, and there's a difference between contouring and bronzing, okay? Contour, you're trying to give yourself dimension. You're trying to give your face dimension because you're taking it all away with foundation and things like that. So you want to look for something that's a cooler tone most of the time. As for bronzing, it's typically a warmer tone. It's looking like you've had some sun. And I don't bronze. I won't bronze. There's no point in it. I'm pale. And I'm getting, you know, we have season tickets to the Indy 11. And unfortunately, they're moving back to Carroll Stadium. So I'm finding my cheekbone. I'm kind of going underneath it. So they're going back to Carroll Stadium, and which is outside, and which means I'm going to have to find shirts that are thin. Do you see that already? That are light, thin, and long sleeved, because, and I'm probably gonna have to wear big floppy hats, and we're going to be out in the elements, because the team had been playing at Lucas Oil for a while now, but they're trying to save up money to get their own stadium. And yeah, so I'm not thrilled about the move. And there's some other things that have happened. So I contour here on my forehead to make it narrower. Some people contour all of it depending what your face shape is, right? And that's the other thing. I'm wanting to squeeze in and make my face seem more narrow instead of round. And if you have a thinner face, I don't know how to help you with that, but it helps me look like I have a thinner face. So again, knocking off. And I have kind of like thin hair spots here, and it helps with that too. So yeah. But see how that narrowed my face in just by the chats, the way they're laid out makes it look like it's weird for me. So next thing I'm going to do is here, give myself a jawline. And what I do is I just stamp it like this along my jawline, and then I blend, and I blend down a little bit. You see that, like, makeup is so amazing. Makeup is so much fun, you know? And I wish more beauty influencers would go back to tutorials and teaching people how to do makeup, you know? Some of this is a little harsher than what I prefer, so I'm going to go back to my blush or my powder brush, and I'm just going to blend a little bit. See, look at that. It just helped soften that so much. Look at that. So the other thing I do, I'm going to be wearing lipstick. okay? Even though I know it's going to be covered up with a mask. So I'm still going to contour my nose, still going to contour my lips. One of these things I taught myself. Actually, two of them. But so I'm going to contour my nose first, and I have to focus. So give me just a second. And I don't go like, I go just kind of on the side here as much as possible to try to be as straight as, I hate saying straight. I really hate saying straight. But trying to have a straight line as possible. Because I'm not straight. So, can you see the difference already? Look at that. And that's just a light hint of contour. You know, I mean, makeup is so much fun. I've missed this. I've missed talking to everyone. And so I contour a little bit here, and I'll do here to make me have a straighter nose. And then I'm going to contour inside this little area here and around the bottom of my lips. And what this does, for me, I feel like it makes my lips look deeper, or fuller, I should say, because it's giving that indentation. And then I do underneath this lip. I don't lip line right now, but I just feel like it gives my lips a little more fullness. So I'm done with this. So I'm going to put it back in its drawer. And now we can move on to blush. And I think I'm going to use my Tarte blush. Again, I know this is a higher end, but I got this either in an Ipsy or a BoxyCharm. Probably Ipsy for this one. I miss my subscription boxes. And I heard that Ipsy and BoxyCharm have merged somehow. I get it, but I liked Ipsy for a while. But the problem was the products were just too small. I love BoxyCharm because you get full-size products for a decent price. So now we're just going to put on some blush, bring back some color to our face. What color is this anyway? There it is. Party. P-A-A-R-T-Y. Party. So, yeah. And so, I don't know if I was talking earlier and I was talking about the ring lights that I have. So I have this little one, and I can probably find where I bought them from Amazon. And it's my only problem, I guess it shouldn't say it's a problem, is that it takes me a little bit to build up the color on my cheeks. So a lot of it stays on the brush. So this brush is an Avon brush that my birth mother gave me. So I really don't have another really good blush brush. I have, well, is this one BH Cosmetics? No, this is a Luxie brush. There's that one. And then I have this one, maybe, that is, it's another Luxie brush that I got those from BoxyCharm or Ipsy again. So I got a lot of makeup. So now, highlight. So I'm going to go into, don't ever blow in your eyeshadow palettes just like I did. Just don't. You're blowing germs onto it. But I'm going to go into this big center highlight here. And I'm going to use this brush. I think I got this from Ulta in a free package thing. So I'm going to knock off some of it. And I'm going to highlight. I'm going to highlight to the gods. I will say the white highlight shade in the JS palette it's blinding and I love it, but I don't want to use that today because I'm just supposed to be a cute little student at a magical academy in England. Actually, it's in Scotland, but you know. So, okay, this is driving me nuts. I need a finger. There. See? Yay! That's better. That is so much better. So, I really like a highlighted face for some reason. So, and now I'm going to go above. See, I'm going to go here and here because I want those higher points to stand out more. This is where highlight and contour come in handy. I still need to do my eyebrows. I knew I was forgetting something. I almost always forget one thing until like oh crap, I forgot this. So, but highlight the high points of your face. I'm going to do down my nose. There we go. See? And then I'm going to do my Cupid's bow. And just a little bit on my chin. There. Oh, my nose is all nice and shiny, but it's cute. So I am officially done with this palette for the day. Because I really do. If you get a chance to get BH Cosmetics or ColourPop, I know sometimes they have hit or miss, but I will say the Zodiac's palettes are amazing. And so are the Take Me Back to Brazil palettes. They are just phenomenal. And, oh, my back is starting to hurt a little bit. I probably need a better chair, but I'm sitting at my vanity, which is 75 years old come March. So next, let's do my brows. I'm going to need to pull my mirror closer in on the zoom side. So first, what I need is my spoolie. And I'm going to use this Ulta Beauty Brow Tint. Right there. And this brush came from a group that I used to belong to on Facebook called Glamazons. And they had these specially made and they're rainbow colored. So let me get in here. And I always fluff my brows up first to get them where I want them. I need to do some tweezing, but I'm not in the mood. So yeah, we're going to do this. There we go. And I'm keeping the spoolie handy because I do it, I put on the tint and then I'll go back through with the spoolie again. And again, my headband, if you like it, reach out to Platyfly Studios on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Etsy. Kat is amazing and does amazing things with fabric and stuff and metal. So now I've got to focus to not make a mess of my eyebrows. I did not used to do my eyebrows though. Back when I first started doing makeup millennia ago when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I did not do my eyebrows. But then I went to a Mary Kay party and realized how important it is to do your eyebrows because you've put foundation and all this other stuff over them and you need that to define your face. So that's when I started doing my eyebrows. And so yeah, I was in group therapy yesterday and I was wearing this shirt because this is technically my bed shirt, one of my night shirts now. And one of my group mates noticed that it was a Hufflepuff shirt. So there. So there's my brows. I'm going to let them set for just a second. That's not where you go. No, it is. Okay. Talking to myself. I do. Hi. It's good to see you on here. I'm doing a Harry Potter themed makeup look. I just said HP. I'm sorry. But I'm doing that today because going to a hockey game tonight. And it's wizarding night. So now I'm going to brush back through my eyebrows. Just like that. There we go. So my face is beat to the gods. So what we need to do now is set our face. I always set my face before I do my mascara. Thank you. Oh, and see, this is one of the other things. I know a little bit of sign language, very little. Hold on. Bring my drink closer now that I don't have a bunch of makeup sitting where I had it. And so at the hockey games, they have people who are deaf that works in concession stands sometimes. And I have one gentleman who knows me because I speak a little bit of sign language and he appreciates it so much. He was working a different stand last night than the one he typically works at. And he was just like, hi. I'm like, hi. And because I always say thank you. And one time I needed a water, so I was going water. And the cashier's like, what? And he already had it boomed down. We were ready to go, you know. So learning how to communicate with different people. It's not all verbal. There's body, there's sign language, there's expressions, there's communication is such an amazing thing. When I worked at OTB, there was a gentleman who was like our promotion person. I can't think of the word right now. Publicity person. And so he was coming in and doing different, talking to different groups and stuff. And I was in a group that was all nonverbal and had a lot of medical needs. And, I was like, nobody in here talks. We had one person who, she used to talk, but she quit talking. But she knows Spanish because her family lived in Spain for I don't know how long, and it took her 6 months, and she knew Spanish. She didn't speak it, but she knew what they were saying. Smart. Just because she didn't speak doesn't mean she's not smart. She's not intelligent. She's a very intelligent young lady. Had another participant who she loved Barney and death metal. Okay? And if something was going wrong, they had ways of communicating it, whether they were upset, in pain, happy, sad. Most of our language in this world isn't verbal. It's body language. And I wish more people would recognize that. So, yeah, And so being able to communicate with somebody at a hockey game, even though it's just a little bit, makes them feel heard and seen and understood. And I think that's one of the most important things on this planet, is to make sure people are seen, heard, and understood. I love you too. I do, because it is so important to me. And I think that's one of the things I can thank my birth mother for. There's a lot of things that she did wrong, but one of the things she did right was to teach me how to see people for where they're at. She worked at the Newcastle State Hospital for years, pretty much my entire childhood. She worked there, and she worked with people who were mostly nonverbal. And she taught me how to see people. I was working at Hardee's in Newcastle years ago. This was in the mid-90s. And somebody came in that worked at one of the group homes, and they brought in some of the residents at the group home. And one of the workers, he came up to me, he goes, "I'm so glad you're working today." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Because you see them as people." I'm like, "But they are people. Just because they can't communicate the same way we do doesn't make them less of a person." And I will stand by that. It's like when I went to Harry Potter World. I'm getting on a soapbox here, but it's important. When I went to Harry Potter World in Florida, this was back in 2018, January 2018, so before Dylan got really, really sick. And it was me and Mom and Dylan, and we went in the RV. And we went to Harry Potter World. Mom was excited about it. I was excited about it. Dylan was excited about it. There was only one thing Mom could do in Harry Potter World. One. And that was ride the train. She couldn't even go into the shops because they weren't ADA accessible for somebody in a scooter or wheelchair or anything. And I get that they're trying to give you that movie experience. But everybody should be able to have that movie experience, not just able-bodied people. I will never go back to Harry Potter World. Sorry. I'm calming down. Because it should be accessible to everyone. Not just able-bodied. Not just able-bodied people. Love Harry Potter. Sorry. And it bothers me so much that that's the way it was. So I would not recommend Harry Potter World to anyone at all. I wouldn't, because it's not for people with disabilities. That was one of the things I was super, super excited about. Sorry. Was that. And Mom was too. So she's got a bunch of pictures of the fire-breathing dragon. But like her t-shirt that she got from Harry Potter World, I had to hold it up to a store window so she could see if she liked it or not. Those are the things I'm talking about. It's not just my mom. It's other people too. We should take into consideration others. And it just bothers me. Sorry. I'm trying not to ruin my makeup. But let's get to setting spray. So I'm going to use 2 different setting sprays today. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Matte Finish. And then I'm going to use this Ulta Beauty Wanna Be Active Makeup Setting Spray. It's supposed to be more water resistant. And since I sweat a lot, and I always shake up my setting sprays. Thank you. I love you too, Emily. I do. It's working at OTB and having a best friend when I was younger. She was 15 years older than me. So this September, she would have been 65. I'll be 50. She's 50. She would have been 65 this year. She passed away from a stroke. She had Down syndrome. She was someone with Down syndrome is what I should say. People forward, not that they are their disability, that they just happen to have a disability. And she was amazing. Like, we were so close in my mid-teen years. I would spend, I don't know how many, like almost my entire summer, one summer was spent with her and her family. Yeah, it is awful. And I can't believe nobody's complained. But, so my friend Jenny, like, she had a love of Brooke Shields that was amazing. She and I would play school together. We would play with her Barbies. We would do puzzles. She had an entire room at her mom's house that was nothing but Barbies. She had a pool table. She was amazing. And then life got in the way and I lost track of her until she passed away. And one of her cousins sent me a picture that she had of us hanging up together, and she always considered me one of her best friends. And it hurt a little bit because I let life get in the way. But she was just so amazing. And I learned so much from her. My cousin Chrissy, who has Down syndrome, he's in a nursing home now. But, he's like 60, I learned from him. I used to help watch him. I had a babysitter who raised somebody with Down syndrome because his dad couldn't do it. His dad was a single dad who couldn't do it. Being around people at the state hospital taught me how to love and accept people. And I'm going to fight for those people. I don't want to be an ableist. I want to be able to have everybody have access to the same things. I want everyone to have equality. Race, gender, religion, ability, you name it. I want everyone to have the same chances at life. And yeah, so I'm going to get off my soapbox for a minute because I need to set my face. So I'm using this brush. Again, it's the rainbow one from Glamazon. I'm making my nose run and that makes me mad. And what I'm doing is I learned this from Sabrina, who she learned it from someplace else. So I'm going to spray this with my setting spray and then dipple it on my face. So I use a lot of setting spray. So, and then I'm going to start on my neck and I'm going to set here. And then I'll move up to my face. And you'll see how it kind of looks powdery right now? When I start setting it, it just melts into the skin. I believe in setting spray. I love it. So look at that. It's like almost instantaneous. I fully believe in the benefits of setting spray. I know not everyone does, like Jen Loves. Used to be Jen Loves Reviews. And she doesn't like setting spray. She doesn't, it's a texture thing for her. And that's perfectly acceptable. I don't watch her channel as much as I used to though, because she changed it so much and I'm not real thrilled about it. Because I used to love watching her What's Up in Makeup. But she changed it so much that I'm not sure I like it anymore. She made it more like TMZ and less like news reporting. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. So next I'm going to go in with this makeup setting spray from Ulta Beauty, Want to Be Active. This one has, can you hear it? Has like a nail polish bead in it. So you really have to shake it up. And it's got SPF in it too, as well. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the Wet n Wild. I found this is best for me because of the sweating and, wanting to make sure. But this one, if I get it too close to my eyes, will make my eyes water. So I have to be very careful with that. And right now it looks a little shiny, but it will dry down. So And I may go back over it again with my Wet n Wild one, because I really love the Wet n Wild setting spray. I just wish it came in a bigger bottle, but I really like it. It's like $5, $4.99, and a lot of times you can find Wet n Wild on sale. I mean, hello, nurse, right? Sorry, I had to get off my political spectrum for a little bit because it was really upsetting me. Because another thing is, I worked with somebody through the summer months and early fall till the end of October, who I used to work with at OTB, which is outside the box for those of you who don't know. And she was in my group at OTB. And she's one of those people that, you know, sorry, I'm going to fan this a little bit to help it dry faster. She could communicate. She could tell you if she was not happy. She could tell you if she was upset. She could tell you she wasn't feeling well. She just had a different way of doing it. She was nonverbal because she's deaf. But she's amazing. She taught me so much about myself and life, universe, and everything, right? So I am done with my makeup brushes. So I will put those away. And now I've got to do my mascara and my lippies. So the mascara I use now, even though I still have two Mary Kay ones. I have Mary Kay Ultimate and Mary Kay Lash Intensity. And I don't even know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock. I may have to go grocery shopping. Let me see if I need to see if somebody texted me or not. I need to see if Chris texted me. Not yet. So he needs to get done with his grocery shopping with somebody that I'm not fond of. But anyway, so I have my matte, because I like the Ultimate and Lash Intensity together. But this right here, this Voluminous Lash Paradise, it's, I think, L'Oreal, is a great mascara. It really is. I love it. And I get the waterproof. The brush looks like, hold on, that's silly, Angela. Looks like, where's my camera? There it is. Looks like that. It's a really great brush. So this is where I get quiet. Sorry, but when you're pointing sharp things at your face, I'm probably going to put on more highlighter because my setting sprays kind of muted them. Which happens sometimes because I like the matte finish. So, and I usually do like 2 coats of this mascara. I really like it though, because I don't know how to wear false eyelashes. I don't. I've tried. It's not my thing. So I'm not going to try anymore. And I'm just going to use mascara. Plus it's easier on your eyes than putting glue and everything else, you know. So, and never, never pump your mascara wand into your mascara. I'll show you in a second what to do. As soon as I get done doing this. And I like waterproof because sometimes my eyes water. That way my mascara doesn't run down my face. So, there. Look at that. Mascara's thing, you know, something. So what I do is you put your mascara, you know, your wand in. When you pull it out, you take it and you swirl it and you wipe off the excess. Don't do that, because that's just putting air into your mascara and you don't want that. So now I'm going to clean off my lips a little bit. I'm almost done. So I don't like having foundation on my lips. I know Nikki Tutorials does it because she has really red lips, but I don't like it because I think it affects the color of my... So I've got some lipsticks here. This one's a soft matte lip cream from NYX in the color Transylvania. And then I have this other one in the color... I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. It's 2 words, whatever it is. And the reason why I have that is because I have the Chilling Adventure Chilling Adventures of Sabrina palette, and it got the whole set, so it came with the lips. So I'm going to do the Transylvania one first. And I'm using the zoom side of my mirror here because I want to be able to look. It's kind of a purpley color. This is going to be cool. Oops, too much. Too much. That. I love bold lipsticks and bold eye lips. I just do. I just wish I had a lip liner in this color. But such is life. Okay, so I'm going to smooth that out. Wish I had a piece of paper or something here so I could blot, but I don't think I do. Looking around, looking in the bag. No, no. Oh well, gonna use the towel. I'm gonna blot a little bit. And then I'm gonna take this other lighter color. I'll have to read the rest of this later because right now it's not going to show me all of it, unfortunately. But see, that's awesome. So now I'm going to do just the middle of my lip after I get this little spot cleared out there. Just kind of do an ombre effect, and there you go. I'm still learning lip liner, so I wish I did. I ordered one from my friend who sells Younique. Her name's Elizabeth. She was on here earlier. And I have a red liner from them that I really like. Profusion has really good ones. I would start off with drugstore. Start off with like Wet n Wild, you know, until you get better with it. And then go, you know, up the scale if you want. I've heard really good things about ColourPop. I've not tried anything from BH Cosmetics. So, but what I do is I line it and then I fill it in and then put the lipstick over the top of it. So that way if your lipstick comes off, you still have some color. So, but with masks, you got to be careful. But I need to get off here because I need to go to the restroom. This is the sign for restroom, by the way. And I need to get a hold of Chris. So I will talk to you all later. I love you so much, and thanks for being here and talking to me, and hope to do these more often. Love you guys. Peace. Bye.